This, what I want to talk about today is gas-powered motors, big block motors. Are they here to replace the diesels? And the second question I get asked fairly often is, would you consider one, or would you start buying them? You know, something in that ballpark. And the answer to that question is yes. I've considered them. I've, for a short time, done my math. It was one evening, Saturday night. I put it all on paper. And really what it boils down to isn't the power. It's the braking power. Well, I guess it is still the power of braking. Exhaust brake is a do or die kind of situation when you're going downhill. So I'm going to try to keep this video very short. If you're new to the channel, one of the companies I own is Hot Shotting. So we have quite a few of these Ram 3500 Cummins with an icing setups. So that's what I've been doing for the last 8 years. I've been running that setup. So to make a long story short, with the new diesels, if you're a regular on this channel, you'll notice that every single 22 that we have in the fleet has been having issues with the emission system. And it's quite alarming, because one man's show could go out of business real quick. If he buys a brand new truck, invest in it, calculating that he'll be good to go for a couple years with no issues, and here he is being put out of commission because the exhaust system or the after treatment isn't working right. So what does one do, and would he consider a big block engine? Absolutely, why not? The logic's there. So I'm gonna boil it down to two categories: high profile loads, low profile loads, right? The profile of the load and the weight of the load. That's really what it would come down to me. Now, this is a very rounded off numbers, and this is a very kind of generalized situation. In a lot of cases, it's case by case situation, right? You might have something special, you might have something very, top heavy, stuff like that. So you got to consider that. So what am I implying here? I would safely say, if you're towing anything, all the way up to 20,000 pounds behind your truck, you're perfectly fine with a gas-powered engine in town. Okay? Gas-powered engine, in my opinion, in town is perfectly fine. Don't do anything. Don't do any retarded gearing. Okay? Have some decent gearing. Anything 373 and up. I'd prefer 410 and up, but let's just say 373. Here, let me give you a quick. See, I'm hauling a container right now, right? A container. Just got on the interstate. My temps are in check and everything's well, right? But you see that turbo gauge? To run 60 miles an hour, I'm pushing more or less half of its capacity. My instant mileage is 5 miles to the gallon, and the average is 10.9, but that doesn't matter. I've been doing other stuff for that calculation. So around town, up to 20,000 pounds behind the truck's perfectly fine, and I would say for some guys up to 25 around town is perfectly fine. You're gonna say, Paul, that's a lot of weight for a gas-powered motor. It's fine. Around town, these engines will do just fine. I'm talking about the bed block. I mean, even the 6.0 GM is still part of the small block family. I think they categorize them as. But to me, a 6.0 is big enough. I'd definitely run a 6.0 GM. Personally, I own an 8.1 in a Yukon. I use it as my camper vehicle overland vehicle. Love that engine. By the way, I'll give y'all an update. I got it tuned and whatnot, so it's phenomenal. But sticking to the story here, or should I say to the topic of the day, I would say the gas-powered motor will take care of 95% of you guys around town. The caveat or the catch is, as soon as you get on the freeway and you try to maintain speed, and a lot of you are going to say, well, I don't need to be a bat out of hell. I don't need to. Hey, for the safety, a lot of times you do. Well, not a bat out of hell, but you got to maintain speed limit. So there you have it, So you got to maintain speed, and you got to do it safely. Then when you're around town, the profile of the load doesn't really matter, because you're not pushing those kind of speeds. You're not pushing that kind of wind, Anything 50, even 55, you'd be all right. It's when you get into the 65, 70, you're really pushing. I mean, even watch me doing 60, you guys saw how much wind I was pushing, or boost, to pull this parachute. Anyways, boys, so around town where the profile doesn't matter, on the freeway it does. Your brakes are probably going to be the same and everything else, right? So you don't have that issue. When you have a low profile load on the freeway, you got the power for it, but you don't have the braking power for it. That's the catch a lot of guys don't calculate for, and that was my biggest no-no why I said I ain't touching the gas. Yes, they has motor, brake, and whatnot they have integrated in these newer technology gas-powered engines, but you're just not going to have the power of the exhaust brake. A low profile, heavy weight will push your truck. Your brakes are going to be smoking hot and you'll lose them. So don't you dare doing that kind of weight on the freeway. Low profile loads, I would say 10,000 pounds up to 15 is fine on the freeway when you're going down hills, but you know, teach their own. And what I mean, that an average guy would be fine. If you have, I mean, let's just say you're hauling plates of steel, and at that kind of weight, you're already pushing your luck, because you got nothing resisting that wind going downhill. It's just got nothing but pure weight, and it's pushing you. Guys that hauled rebar, you know, steel plates, y'all know what I'm talking about. So around town, you're safe for the most part. On the freeway, you just won't have the excel power at a high profile load, and then on the downside, you won't have the braking power on a very low profile. So cut it off at 15, in my opinion. Is it going to be less headache? Absolutely. Those gas powered engines are a lot more simple than diesel ones, but are the savings there? To keep this video short, I'll leave that alone for another video. And the comment section, actually, let me know if you want to hear about the savings and the expenses, what I've come up with. Now, overall, it's a big safety issue being on the freeway, heavy load, low profile with the gas powered. That's it. As I said, I know they got exhaust brake, or should I say engine brake, on those gas powered motors. I mean, shoot, my 8.1 2002 has some going on, and I like it. It's a hint of braking, and it's there, and I enjoy it, but you can't stack it up to an exhaust brake on a diesel. So yeah, that's my short version of my explanation. So yeah, in the comment section, pretty much let me know if you want me to elaborate more on this topic. I've been asked enough to make a video, but I don't know how much you really want to know about it. So God bless you. May you almighty find day, and ciao, until next time.